Just taking your time as you come to your comfortable lying down position. Whatever that is. And just tuning into your breath here. Just starting gently. Just some nice, long, deep breaths. And you just settle into the mat. And as you do this, just observing that chest as it rises and lowers with each breath. And the same with the tummy. And as you're here, just observing the points connecting you to the mat. Just feeling supported by the earth. And as you settle here, not forcing the breath in any way, just gradually observe it as it just gets longer, maybe calmer and stiller. As I said, just not forcing in any way. With the attention only in the breath, just allowing the mind to empty. Just any thoughts drifting away. Just enjoying the stillness and calm here. This may be the first time today you've just taken a moment alone. Just allowing that breath to lengthen. That attention's drawing inwards. And on your next breath, we'll just take 3 long deep breaths. As we inhale, filling the lungs and tummy, holding for a second, as we sigh it away through parted lips. Twice more. And as you've had those 3, just letting that breath just return to normal. Seeing if there's any difference in it now. And from here, just bring the arms by the sides, palms facing down. And on your inhale, just slowly reaching these arms up overhead, maybe onto the floor behind you. And on the exhale, as they lower back down, the movement as slow as your breath, slow and controlled. As we do this twice more. When you've had those 3, just leaving the arms by the sides, just working with a slightly different breath practice now. So taking your inhale as normal, the arms still by the sides. On the exhale, send those arms up overhead. Now, holding the breath on the exhale, Swallow, just drawing the tummy back and up. When you need to inhale, just bringing these palms back down by the sides. Now, twice more. So exhale. As you exhale completely, those arms going back. Swallow to draw that tummy back. And inhaling as those arms come back down when you need. Final one. Leaving the palms here by the sides. Sealing the energy with the breaths we've just taken. And we'll just move it into the neck. It's giving the head a rock from side to side. Stretching into these neck muscles. And as we've done that, the head back in center, we'll just give the feet a wiggle from side to side. We work the ankles and allow the legs to be loose as well, gently into the hips. And then we'll just inhale as we hug these knees in towards the chest. Now, before we move, the shoulders dropped. Just a gentle squeeze in of the knees, just pushing the lower back onto the mat a little. If you want to take a rock from side to side, you can. Just massaging around that lower back. And as we've worked both sides, back to center. As we plant these feet on the floor, close to the hips, in preparation for bridge. Palms face down by the sides. As we start with pelvic tilting. So with that chin tucked, that gentle inhale, those hips peel up just a fraction. As we exhale them down, breath by breath. Just that micro massage, just activating these muscles. Now, if you want to move it into full bridge, you can. As we inhale, those hips up to the ceiling, just being sure the chin is tucked. As we exhale, peeling the hips down, working from the top of the spine all the way to the bottom. Twice more. Inhale and lift. Exhale down. Now when you've had the three, you can continue working breath by breath. Or if you want, you inhale up and hold. Now if you're holding, you can keep the palms face down, or if you want, interlock the fingers and just tuck the shoulders under. Gives you a bit more lift and just stretches into the shoulder blades a little. Now each inhale is that gentle power through the legs. And the exhale, maybe a power through the arms. And maybe holding for another 2 or 3 breaths. And when you're ready to come down, uninterlocking the shoulders and palms, you exhale down slowly, slowly. And as we counter stretch, taking a hold of each knee individually, just drawing them out and up to the sides of the chest. Again, as that pushes the lower back onto the mats. You can rock if you want or enjoy the stillness. And then we'll make this a twist. So we can just bring these knees together. Now for tonight's twist, bring the knees above the hips. And those legs pointing forward. As we inhale these arms out to shoulder height. And exhale over to any side. Now you can take that gentle look over the opposite shoulder if you like. Just releasing into this twist with each exhale. Now as we hold it here, this part is optional. The top leg, if you want, it can straighten. You might be able to take a hold of it with the hand, but don't worry if not. And if you'd rather it wasn't straight, just keep it where it is. Now if the leg is straight, bringing it back in as we inhale back to center. Across to the other side. Taking that look over the shoulder if you like. And again, if you want to straighten the top leg, maybe taking hold of it with a hand, you can. Just releasing with each exhale. The breath more prominent in this lung now. And as we inhale, back to center. You can hug around the thighs. Just squeezing these thighs in a little. Maybe lifting the legs into the air a bit. That'll stretch the back of the legs and it'll just work into the lower back a little too. You hold here, keeping the shoulders dropped. Maybe applying more pressure, but only if you want. And then you can either rock yourself up to sit or roll over to any side. Whatever way you're doing, just taking your time. Lifting up to your comfortable seated position. To find that spine long and light. Rooting down through those hips. That chin tucked. And just settling here. With each inhale, as if we're finding a little more length. We just send it all down on the exhale. in your time. Just inhale, reaching the arms up. Now you can look up if you like. It's creating a gentle back bend. Exhaling down, heart center. As we work into the neck, so one hand only. Reaching that up. So it's a bit different to your usual one. On the exhale, we can take a hold of the head, releasing over. Now be cautious, this arm acts as a weight. If you want to release pressure or not use the arm at all, then don't. Or you can just hold the head a little more. That just works into the lower neck. Now with each inhale, filling the chest, finding that lift. Releasing on the exhale. Next exhale. Releasing that arm. That head back up. As we inhale the other arm up. As we exhale, taking a hold of that head. Releasing over. Again, adjusting the pressure to what you need that to be. Filling the lungs, finding the lift on the inhale. So you exhale and release. These arms can be anywhere. As we roll the neck around. Now roll the neck with your breath. So if you want, it doesn't matter if it's an exhale or an inhale, as you go forward and around. The next breath back and around. Twice more. Now as we've had these three, go the other way as well. And there'll be the opposite breath. And whenever you've had three, or you think you have, just coming back, nice and tall. And just that nice loose shake off, bring the neck in as well. And then we'll move it to the shoulders. As we settle down here, bringing the palms into the hips. Now if the thumbs want to wrap around or stay in front, that's all your choice. So the heels are acting as our weight here. So inhale, forward and up, squeezing them up. Exhale, back and down. Twice more. And you'll get a back bend as we're doing this as well. We've had those three, other way as well. So inhale, squeezing back and up. Forward and down. And with those three, again, just that little sugar off. Everything loose. Give the wrist a little go as well. So we work through to all fours. So whether you're rolling over the knees, or whatever your way is, as you adjust to your comfortable all four position. Now we're going to be on all fours for a wee while. So always remember, you can come onto fists, or even using a block or a cushion to just kind of release the amount of bend on the wrist. But we'll start with our usual cat. So inhale as we curl from the base, looking up. We exhale, curling from the base, looking down or through the legs. Breath by breath. Just awakening the spine. Taking as much a bend in the elbows as you want. And when you next exhale, down as normal. And just sending it back to our child position. Adjusting so it's comfortable for you. The chest and head sinking down to the mat. Tuning into our breath. Releasing, relaxing. Now if you want, you can inhale as you lift the palms up onto the fingertips. The chest and head still sinking down to the mat. See if that stretch just moves further up the back. Lowering those palms at any point. And inhaling ourselves up. Back to our all fours. As we work in the core. So we're just going to work with a limit of time. So we inhale. We reach one forward. Starting with the arm, sorry. Exhale as it goes back where it was. And then the other one. Inhale and reach. And exhale down. Moving into the legs. So inhale, sending the heel up in line with the hips. As we exhale it down. Other one. Now, can we do both at the same time now? Inhale an arm and a leg out. Make sure it's the opposite leg. Exhale down. And the other side. Noticing that bend in the back as well. So we exhale down. Same again this way, but do we want to go a bit further? So as we inhale, reaching out. Can we exhale? Bending elbow and knee. They might come to touch. Inhale and reach. Exhale down. Other side. So we inhale and reach. Exhale. Elbow towards the knee as they bend. Inhale and reach again. And exhale down. One more this way. And touching in your breath. You reach out. Planting back down. Final side. And exhale down. And as you lower, you can just give those hips a little wiggle, as if you're making a figure of 8. It's going both ways with it as well. And then we'll move it in towards a lunge. But before we go, Just going to inhale, one leg out, those toes are tucking in. And the exhale, can you just send that heel back a little, stretching into the back of the legs. Now if you've got the space, can we inhale this foot out in line with the hips? Or anywhere in between. Now as you exhale, sending it back just beyond those toes. You can look at the foot as you do. Twice more this way. So inhale out, maybe in line with the hips. Exhaling around, we're working into the hips and the spine. Inhale. Now when you come out in line with the hips this time, leave it here. And Maggie, you can just finish yours off if you like. Catch up in a second. Then, can we walk this foot in towards a lunge? Might happen gracefully, it might not. Now, when we're ready, exhale, sinking all that weight forward into our lower lunge as we adjust this ankle and knee to a nice 90-degree position. And as we hold, then the exhale, as if those hips are lowering down, stretching into this back thigh. Now give the wrists a rest. Most of the weight should be on the feet. If you want to straighten the back leg, you can, tucking the back toes under. Keeping those hips low though. And then, can we make this a twist? So the palm of the opposite front foot planting on the mats. Do we inhale, reaching up over the front leg, looking up if you're balanced. Do we exhale again, lowering down. Just briefly, and then dropping the back knee if it's straightened. As we get ready to come out the lunge, so bringing the hand on the inside. Exhale, following that foot back as it tucks back in. Back in our all fours. I'm going to need to move for this one. Other side. So inhaling the opposite leg out, toes tucked. And the exhale, that heel drifting back. As we inhale, out in line with the hips. Exhale, following the toes as they go beyond the other foot. Inhaling to the side as we do this twice more. And exhale around. And when you've had the three, just leaving this foot out in line with the hips. As we exhale. Whether it walks in, or whatever it needs to do to get here, into our lunge. Exhale, shifting that weight forward. Probably adjusting the ankle so it's in line with the knee. Remembering most of the weight on the feet. The hands are just for balance. Just releasing into the hips on this side. Again, if you want to tuck those back toes under, straightening the leg, you can. releasing with each exhale. As we make this a twist again, planting the front palm of the opposite foot. Inhale, opening up over the leg, looking up if you like. As we exhale, lowering down, briefly in this lunge for a second. As we lower that back knee if it's straightened. And then work our way out. Same way we came in. That foot going out and back. Back to our all fours. And exhale. Back into child. So allowing the lower back to release here. Focusing the attention of the breath towards it. Inhaling it with energy, exhaling away tension. And then work our way up into dog. So inhaling all fours. Those toes tuck. We lift the hips up to the sky. Now as we hold our dog, you can take a walk from foot to foot if you like. Or just enjoy that stillness. All the while making the length in the spine, stretching the back legs, strengthening the shoulders. And then in time, can we step it through to a forward fold? Hands to the feet, and the feet to the hands. It's giving that head a little wiggle, just so it's nice and loose. And then slowly, inhale, as we uncurl up to our standing position. Planting those feet down. Again, finding that length in the spine. Just observing the breath. Calming, stilling, lengthening. There we go. And let's just settle ourselves as we always do. Such a good move. Slow inhale, filling the breath. As we exhale back, heart center, just re-centering our energy. Twice more. You can make it a back bend as you look up if you like. As we exhale, heart center, letting those hands drop. Now we've been on them for a wee while, so if they want to rotate around, just let that happen. Let's move our attention to the thighs. So we're going to work into a sequence, and we're also going to fly. So if you want to have a block handy towards the front of the mat, you can. There we go. So, doesn't matter where we are at the moment. We're going to come into chair to start. So inhale that nice lengthened position, chest lifted. Next inhale, scooping up. Can we exhale, sitting on that imaginary stool? Again, just a reminder on the hips, the bum's not poking out. Hips are tucked in. And the shoulders are dropping, they're not reaching up. So you inhale that breath, filling the chest. Can we exhale and lower a bit more? Optional. Should really feel the burn now. So let's exhale down, forward fold. Keep a nice bend in those knees. Just allowing that lower back to release. The head dropping. As we inhale, uncurling back up to our stand. As we step it through to Warrior One. So a nice big step. The hips tonight are facing forward. So your stance is probably that bit smaller than it is for Warrior Two. Front feet forward, back toes in. The hands on the hips to keep them even. Exhale, bending the front leg. Again, that nice line between the knee and ankle. Each inhale, that chest lifting. If you want, bringing the arms up as well. The shoulders dropping. There's an awful lot going on here. There's quite a back bend. Back leg, front thigh. Exhale, releasing into it. Now comes the fun bit. You might want to watch first, but you can follow along if you want. So we're going to fly. So we can lift ourselves up onto the back toes, shifting the weight forward. If you want to have your hands on the hips, you can. And there'll kind of come a point where that back foot just naturally wants to lift. Now, this is where your block on the floor could be handy. Or if you've got a knife unit in front of you. Now, whatever your variation is, even if those toes are on the floor, if you're all the way down, that chest is lifted. Oh, everything's warm now. So can we land? Bending the front knee to allow that back foot down. Back up into our warrior, but the leg is straight. Oh. Stepping it forward. Other side. It's a fun one, that, isn't it? But we know what's coming. So, big inhale again as we scoop it up into chair. Exhale, sinking down. Now as that chest lifts, maybe lowering a bit more. If you feel your balance and just want a bit more torture, you can lift the heels up. Oh, that's really strong though. Exhale, forward fold. Oh. The bend in the knees, allowing that lower back to release. As we inhale, back up to our stand. Stepping through Warrior One, other side. Again, those hips are forward. The hands on the hips again, so the bum isn't out, tucked in. Exhale, sinking down. That line between the knee and ankle. Each inhale, as that chest lifts, you can lift the arms up if you want, still allowing the shoulders to drop though. Slow and controlled breath, just letting it hold us in the pose. Now, you can start to fly again. If you want to hold the hips, you could do that now. If not, inhaling on to the back toes. That shifts you forward. And to the point where it wants to lift. Or maybe the toes stay on the floor. And if the arms are too heavy, just take a hold of the hips. That chest lifts wherever you are. Length with the inhale. Planting that foot on the exhale. And then can we land? Slowly lowering down. Inhaling back to our warrior, but the leg is straight. Stepping the feet in. Rotate, shake, whatever you need that to be. I think it's fair to say the room just became warmer. It's coming back to your stillness. And again, just settle the breath. Rooting these feet down. Slowly inhale and reach. And just observe as this move just settles everything down. Stilling and lengthening the breath. You can do another one if you like. And we lower down. Can we make this a balance again? So those feet planted, ready to come into tree. Feeling ourselves nice and lifted. Just sending all the weight down through the feet. In time, can we inhale as we lift one heel up? Observing that lift in the chest. And then, maybe the knee comes up in front. And give the ankle a quick rotate if it wants. Perhaps sending that knee out to the side. You have the other arm as a balance. When you're ready, tucking it in, whether it's up high or those toes are on the floor. When you find your balance, big inhale, lifting the arms up, palms together. To exhale them down, heart center. Keeping them here. You can place the thumbs onto the chest if you like. Inhaling in towards those thumbs to help that find that lift. And the exhale, rooting down through that standing foot. Letting the breath calm and still. And settle you here. In your time, slowly exhale to release down. You can just shift that weight from foot to foot a little. And again, as we plant both of those feet, Finding the lift. Inhaling the other heel up. As we bring this knee up in line with the hips. Rotating the ankle if you did before. And in time, exhaling the knee out to the side. And if you're still, tucking the foot in, whether high or low. Now a slight bend in the standing knee can just help a little. Inhaling that chest tall, we lift these arms up. Down to heart center. Shoulders dropping. Again, if you want the thumbs on the chest, you can. Drawing the breath into here. Rooting it all down through this standing foot. Just releasing and relaxing. And in time, slowly exhaling again. As we lower down, then we'll work our way towards the floor. So with those feet planted again, it's coming in, not quite to a forward fold actually. Let's do this first. Hands on hips. We did say we needed to work in the back and shoulders. Inhaling up. Slight bend in the knees. Exhale halfway. Now at your halfway position, just staying here. Only if it's comfortable. You could draw the arms forward. And you should feel this in the back of the legs. It's working its way into the lower spine as well. Now as we just hold here, each inhale almost lengthening. Just to strengthen the back a little. You might find it working the core too. Next exhale, fold down. Just let everything hang nice and loose. And that lower back just giving in. Can we make it into dog? Planting the palms, stepping the feet back, and adjusting as you need to. Whether you want the feet wide or not. You can have a walk from foot to foot or enjoy that stillness. And just lowering down at any point that you wish into child. Or holding for a few more breaths. And if you're still up, just think about rolling down in the next breath or two. Be all fours, sinking it back to your comfortable child position. That chest and head sinking to the mat. Tuning into our breaths. Observing where we've worked. Releasing into the lower spine. And as we inhale, lifting back via all fours, as we're ready to come and lie down. So from your all fours, you can cross the ankles if you wish. So you roll over them. Scooting to the front of the mat. Nice loose bend in those knees. Shoulders back, spine lengthened. Inhaling the arms up. Slowly exhale, peeling your way down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. So the last thing down is the head. And when you're down, hugging those knees in toward the chest. Still or rocking, it's up to you. And as we work both sides, we'll just plant these feet on the floor. Doesn't matter where, they can be loose, close. Those arms out at shoulder height, just for a nice gentle twist. Exhale, letting the knees fall to any side. Maybe looking over the opposite shoulder. Just releasing around. And the other side. Inhaling to center. Do you exhale across? As we inhale to center again. And we can just release ourselves down to our comfortable relaxation position. Whatever that is. Again, settling into the mat. Just observing the points where you touch the mat, supported by the earth. Observing the breath. Long, calm and still. Just allowing everything to slow. And their attention just drawing inwards. Observing the subtle sounds and movements of each breath. Any thoughts in the mind drifting away. And just picturing a ball of white light just hovering gently above you. Do you feel its warmth beaming down across your body, warming and energizing? As you inhale, observing as this light enters the body, filling the lungs, as it radiates around, filling the body with light, warmth and energy. It swirls around the head, and around the neck, down through the left arm, and down through the right arm. Swirling around the chest, the upper back, down towards the tummy and lower back, and around the hips and pelvic floor. It swirls down through the left leg, through the ankle, to the left foot, down through the right leg, through the right ankle, to the right foot. This light filling the whole of the body. And now, with each exhale, this light diminishing from within, as it leaves the body, carrying away with it any tension and stress, leaving the body calm and still. With all this light left the body now, just you and your attention back on this breath. Body energized and warmed, and calm and still. As we draw our attention back to this moment, hearing the sounds and the air touch our skin, you can begin to wiggle the toes and fingers as we make small movements. If you want, you can inhale the arms up overhead for a gentle stretch out. We exhale, releasing the arms down, and maybe hugging the knees in towards the chest. And in time, gently rolling over to any side. A brief moment of stillness. And you open the eyes here. And lifting yourself up to your comfortable seated position. As we find the spine long and light. That chin tucked in. Just a few last conscious breaths. That inhale fills the chest and the tummy. As we exhale, as that tummy contracts, and then the chest. As we next inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. Those palms come together. Exhaling down, heart center. We bow our heads. Namaste.